Hey everyone, so let's talk about something we see every single day, but maybe don't really notice. The public walls in our cities. They can be these amazing canvases for art, or they can be something else entirely. Let's get into the stories they tell.
Kinda hits you, right? Is this our city or is it a dustbin? I mean, think about it. We see all this amazing development, new bridges, beautiful riverfronts, gorgeous gardens. But there's this one habit that just refuses to go away. The second we see a clean, blank public wall, bam! It's either covered in posters or gets a nice big splash of pun. And that brings me to a story about one person who really tried to change that.
So let me tell you about Sahil. He's a young artist from Ahmedabad who saw this problem, and instead of just complaining about it, he decided he was actually going to do something.
Sahil and his friends, they picked out this one specific wall. It was exactly the kind of place you just walk past without a second glance. Neglected, dirty, pretty much an eyesore, but they saw potential. They looked past all that grime and imagined what it could become.
And get this, their commitment was just incredible. This wasn't some official city project with a big budget. No, they used their own pocket money to buy all the paints and supplies. They gave up their one day off, their entire Sunday, and just worked, pouring their sweat and passion into making the space better for everyone.
And this is what they made. It wasn't just some random art either. It was this beautiful mural with a really powerful and positive message right in the middle of it. Clean Ahmedabad. They basically took a forgotten piece of the city and gave it a voice. You can just picture it, can't you? A spot that used to be a symbol of neglect was suddenly vibrant and full of life. It was almost like the wall itself was smiling, just radiating all that positive energy they'd put into it. A real win for the community. But, well, the story doesn't quite end there.
That amazing feeling of accomplishment, it was about to face a pretty harsh reality, because the very next day, everything changed.
So, Sahil was walking by the wall, probably feeling pretty good, excited to see his work shining in the morning sun. But what he saw instead was, well, it was just heartbreaking.
Someone had just slapped a huge poster right over their beautiful painting. And, to add insult to injury, somebody else had spit a big red stream of pond juice right below it. The smiling wall was now scarred.
You can just feel that sense of deflation. All that time, all that money, all that passion just erased in an instant. It wasn't just paint on a wall for him. It was their effort, their message, and it felt like someone had just treated it like a piece of trash. But Sahil didn't just give up and walk away. He decided to face this thing head on. He took the number from that paying guest poster and he actually made the call, hoping maybe he could get some kind of understanding.
And his question was so simple and polite. He wasn't being aggressive at all. He just wanted to know why. Why would you do this to something so nice that we made for everyone?
And this was the answer he got, just completely dismissive. And it gets right to the absolute heart of the issue. Brother, this is a government wall, not your father's property. The guy on the phone basically said, it doesn't belong to you, so who cares? Everybody does it, why can't I?
So you see, this isn't just about one guy and one poster. Sahil's experience really shines a light on a much bigger, much more uncomfortable truth about our collective mindset. It's about our double standards.
Just look at this. At home, on our own walls, we wouldn't let a single smudge stay there for a minute. We clean them, we decorate them, we take so much pride in them, but when it comes to a public wall, it's like a switch flips in our brain. It becomes a free-for-all, a billboard, a spittoon, a dustbin. Why is there such a huge disconnect?
And isn't it ironic? We travel to other countries and we're so impressed by their clean streets and perfect public spaces, we post photos about it. But then we come home and we completely forget that the government wall we're defacing, well, it was built with our money. In every sense of the word, it is our wall.
So let's just call this what it is. Plastering posters everywhere or spitting pon isn't some form of expression. It's not harmless. It's a symptom of what the source material calls mental filth. It's a mindset that shows a total lack of respect for the spaces that we all share.
So what can we do about it? Well, it all begins by changing how we think about the silent structures that are all around us. It starts by actually listening to what our walls are telling us.
See, every poster that gets stuck on a wall, every stain that's left behind, it's not just an isolated act. It's a little chip away at the character, at the honor of our own city. It tells a story about who we are as a community.
It's really easy to just blame the government or the city for things not being clean, but they can only do so much. The real true beauty of a city, That comes down to the daily choices made by its citizens. The power is literally in our hands.
This right here is the shift in thinking we need. The moment we start to see public property as an extension of our own homes, our behavior will change automatically. These walls belong to all of us, so let's treat them with that pride. Let's decorate them, not destroy them.
And that brings us to the final question, a question for you. The next time you walk down the street, really look at the walls. They are telling a story about your city, about your neighborhood, about all of us. So, what story do you want them to tell? What will your wall say?
एक कदम विकसित भारत की ओर।